Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Wicked Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, and of course, I'm going to touch on coronavirus. Before we talk about it, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming video that could be time sensitive. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and Patreon as well. For my Patreon member, I create 2 bonus videos for the Crypto Dive Master Patreon, which gold and silver coin has high resale value, as well as coronavirus enemy. So, and also, I just posted a video about coronavirus COVID-19. Is COVID-19 more deadly than H1N1 influenza pandemic? So you can check it out. And I can't talk about this anymore in YouTube because they can ban me from YouTube altogether. So that's why all these coronavirus things, I have to put it in my Patreon group. So if you follow me for quite some time, you know that I talk about coronavirus since probably the end of January and February. And at the time, nobody talked about it. And everybody don't take it seriously, and right now everything is become reality, so I can see that ahead of time some of the things. So if you're interested, you can join my Patreon group. And of course, there's a if you miss the Tezos, there's an altcoin for the next Tezos, so you can check it out as well. And of course, there's an indicator for the global depression. I never talk about that in YouTube as well. And of course, right now with the reopening, it's better to protect yourself. So you have to, you basically, I think it's very good idea that you should wear a surgical mask, not just cloth mask, because those are not protecting you or your family or to the community as well. So if you're interested, I know people have difficulty buying surgical masks. You can check it out. This video I talk about it. Of course, right now people fight for safety. There's a lot of uncertainty. Here I talk about where you can buy gold and silver in different platforms. And of course, this coronavirus thing is going to be lingering over the winter. Maybe after reopening, there will be a spike, and second wave and third wave and even fourth wave is coming as well. So this will be a very long-term thing. So you got to boost up your immune system. There's some essential vitamins preventing coronavirus. But the thing is, I can't talk about that in YouTube as well. And this thing is also based on scientific study. It's not just buffing off thin air. So if you're interested, you can join my Patreon group and check it out. So let's talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, you can see the long position is already liquidate, right? It's already liquidate. And the short position, there's still some more to go. I'm not sure. Maybe they will pump the price to liquidate the rest of the position. So we'll see. And in terms of the gold price has been pumping a little bit today as well. But to me, I just buy on the dip. I don't chase the high most of the time. And right now it's already post halving. Post halving, you can see the revenue has dropped by 47%, and in terms of the hash rate, the hash rate the hash rate has been declining as well. And I talked about this yesterday, maybe a potential Bitcoin miner capitulation, right? You can go back to my previous video from yesterday. This is from a different price point, and what percentage of the miners they're going to shut down their machine because it's no longer profitable to mine Bitcoin anymore, right? So the post halving, you can see. So the post halving, the hash rate has declined because of the block reward also cut by half as well, right? So you can see the average block production time was roughly 7.5 to 8.5 minutes per block, 24 hours before the halving. And then after the halving, you can see an average 11 minutes per block, which takes longer in 12 hours after the halving. And then the hash rate also declined as well post halving, and also a longer production time than the average time as well. So in terms of the difficulty level, according to the Bitcoin difficulty estimator, the current network pace is roughly 53 blocks ahead of time, ahead of schedule. Basically, before the halving is already ahead of the schedule in terms of difficulty. And in terms of, that's why that's maybe due to the miners pushing block production faster in the 24 hours, right? leading up to the halving, right? Because they want to crank as much as Bitcoin as possible before the halving. So that's why maybe the difficulty level also increase as well. They want to get to 12.5, right, before the halving, just crank as many coins as possible. And so with the right now, based on the current estimate, the next difficulty, the level of difficulty will change roughly in 6 days. That will be the with the upward adjustments 4 to 5%. And so the block production time also can shift significantly within the next 6 days because miners need to adjust their operations. And in terms of the number of transactions, like before the halving, I think it's pretty high, right? And then after that, it's decline and then going back up again. And transaction fee, you can see before the halving, there's a higher transaction fee because probably a whole bunch of miners because probably a whole bunch of miners they're cranking all this Bitcoin as well, and also also here the transaction fee post halving also increase as well, and then decline and then going back up again. And average fees per transaction you can see just before the halving you can see already spike up. After the halving is already spike up, and then back then this is different. This is just one time, right? But before that, you can see the fees is not that high. Right now, the fees is a little bit, the fee a little bit spike up again. You can see it spike up because after the halving, let's see. Yeah, because after the halving, there will be some of the miners probably shut down their machine because it's no longer profitable. They're using some older version ASIC mining machine, that maybe reason after the halving, and then increase the miner revenues from the fees. Basically, right now you can see the transactions per block. You can see the fees was not that high, right? But then after the halving, you can see the fees is skyrocketing, right? And looks like because of the mining reward is cut by half, so they probably want to make it up with increasing fees. And also maybe some of the miners already shut down the machine, so that's why there's less miners out there. The fees are getting higher, and you can see the revenues. Even though Bitcoin hit 9K, right, and the revenue fell 47% just in one day, and you see the revenue like go downhill. And also the first mining reward of the Bitcoin is 7.16 BTC, which is 6.25 block reward plus the 91 cents in fees. So this means 12.7% of the block is made up of this means 12.7% is made up of transaction fees per block. So basically every block you pay like basically around 12% is made up of transaction fee. This is interesting. So that means they're no longer profitable if the price is not going anywhere. And in terms of people talking about already jumping ahead, saying that we'll hit 14K within months. But the thing is, we haven't gone to 10,500 yet. If we pass 10,500, we talk about 14K, but not at this time. Everybody's like to jump to the gun that quick all the time. And there's so much information out there. You got to be take it as a grain of salt. And also, there's a whole bunch of derivatives coming on the DeFi, right? Decentralized Finance Project. I mean, all these derivatives and all this thing is not good to the crypto community at all. This is just an additional instrument to manipulate the price of Bitcoin and basically suppress the price of Bitcoin. So I don't like that at all. So, and they say leverage 10x or whatever x, some of the YouTuber promoting all this crap, and you're going to lose money left and right unless you are a very experienced trader for maybe 5 years at least or 3 years, right? If you're just a regular retail trader, you shouldn't do derivatives at all. I mean, you're just leveraging, and and also defeat the whole purpose of the fundamental of cryptocurrency, because all this thing is not settled in Bitcoin. Of course, you can earn Bitcoin at the end, right? But then they just speculate based on US dollar. But of course, you could get your Bitcoin too, right? let's talk about let's touch on the coronavirus a little bit. So right now, there's some partial lockdown in one of the I think in city in Jinling, which is near the border of Russia and also Mongolia, and the cases is pretty severe up there. Actually, everything is locked down right now, and I guess the mainstream no mainstream. This has been lingering in the past 3 or 4 weeks already, but I didn't really talk about it. I did mention a little bit, but I didn't really talk about it. This could be pretty serious. Otherwise, they would not have a lockdown, right? And so mainstream media don't talk about these things all the time. I mean, this news is coming from Luxembourg, it's from Belgium. So I mean, you got to you got to look at something else. No, don't focus on the stupid mainstream media because you're not good. You're going to be behind what's going on at all, right? Another thing I want to mention of the geopolitical tension coming up between China and the U.S. So there's a lot of activity in South China Sea in terms of military exercise and all that. And I talked about that back in April 17. So that could be another factor. You got to be careful. Anytime you have a war, it's not good for the stock market. So right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. And then right now it's a risk on. Right now it's not risk off. So you got to be conservative what you're doing. But the thing is, I'm not your financial advisor. You should use your due diligence. And you should consult with your financial planner or your advisor as well. So anyway, if you find this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, also share with your friends, and make sure you comment below. I would love to hear from you. Also hit the notification bell that will notify you when the video is available. That could be time sensitive as well. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and as well as Patreon as well. And a lot of stuff I'm going to put in Patreon, especially about coronavirus, especially some sensitive information, and especially potential conspiracy stuff I'm going to put in there. And in YouTube, I can't talk about anything I mean, I cannot talk about that some of the stuff anymore because it's too sensitive. I will get banned for sure. And if I get banned, it's not good for you guys too because some of the information I really want to put out, you know. Anyway, so make sure you comment below. That will help my ranking in YouTube. Also share with your friends. Hit the notification bell as well. Smash the like button if you found this video helpful. And remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, and stock market can has inherent risk. Please use your due diligence. Also, I'm not your healthcare provider. If you have any questions or concern or about coronavirus, contact your doctor. Also, the information I provide here is just for entertainment and informational purposes. So you should consult with your expert.